us, there's percussion instruments just in front of the sound desk. You're welcome to grab one to join in the music. All and every one of us, and all and everyone. All and every one of us. Good morning, everyone. Happy Earth Day. I understand the official Earth Day was Friday, but isn't every day a day to celebrate our Mother Earth, including today? That's what we're doing here this morning. Welcome to Neighborhood Unitarian Universalist Congregation. My name is Susanne Maziarz. I'm the music director here, and I'm going to share with you our announcements. Monday nights, the Spirit Choir rehearses here in our sanctuary from 7 to 9 p.m., also accessible by Zoom. Talk to me after the service if you're interested. Every Tuesday morning, our minister hosts a coffee chat over Zoom from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. All are welcome. Every Wednesday evening, our minister, Reverend Wayne, hosts a guided meditation over Zoom. All are welcome to that as well. That's from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Volunteer opportunities here. We're looking for some greeters. Are you available to welcome members as they arrive on a Sunday morning? If so, you can contact Luann. We're also looking for offertory counters to count and record basket donations in teams of 2 after service for about 20 minutes, and you're needed about once every 6 to 8 weeks. Training is provided, and you can talk to Veronica, who I see is here in our sanctuary this morning. Our Lifespan Learning Committee is looking for volunteers to help run the LL programs for our young people. See some of them heading into the sanctuary right now. You can email Zee or talk to Zee after service for more information. Zoom chalice lighters are also wanted. If you join us by Zoom and would like to be a chalice lighter to help us enter spiritual space, you can contact Peter. Peter's also hoping there will be someone to take on the Sunday service planning coordinator. That volunteer role is to identify and approach speakers to do Sunday service messages on the days when our minister is away. If you're interested in either of those, you can contact Peter by email. He is not here today. He is in the Galapagos. Fundraising committee is seeking 2 volunteers to help with our November silent auction. We're looking for volunteers that have computer skills for documenting the donations that come in, and a canvassing coordinator to organize canvassers looking for donations. You can contact the chair of fundraising, Luann, at shiplu@gmail.com. Hear ye, hear ye, our AGM is today at 1:30 p.m. on Zoom, on the Sunday service Zoom link. So it's at 1:30, so you have enough time to get home after service and get back onto Zoom to attend the AGM virtually. If you'd like to know more, you can talk to Allison, our president, after service briefly today, because I'm sure she's rushing off as well.
And 1:15 is a good time to get there to register.
Thanks, Allison. Our Environmental Justice Speaker Series held with the Danforth Multi-Faith Commons, which we are a part of, is happening on Thursday, May the 5th. Our topic is Sustainability and Spirit, Finding Joy in Activism. Our speakers are Sally Ludwig and Megan Bro. All are welcome to attend. You need to register to get the Zoom link. You'll find that information in our Monday mailing. Our minister, Reverend Wayne, hosts his last Mindful Journey with Neighborhood this October, 9th to 18th, to Tuscany. Wayne's not here today, but you can contact him for more info. Excuse me. Our clothing exchange is happening Saturday, May 14th from 3 to 5 p.m. You can bring in your pre-loved, good condition clothes to give away, and maybe take home a new treasure of someone else's. Unclaimed clothes will be donated to New Circles.
We have a driver. We have enough drivers now.
Do you need help setting up still?
If people want to come early, I'll be here at 1:30.
Okay, to help set up the tables and to organize the clothing. Thanks, Allison. This week's question to the community: dream big. If you knew you could not fail, what action would you take for the care of our world? Ponder this. We hope you'll be willing to share after service. And next Sunday, our theme is New Location, New Space, New Minister. Our speaker will be our minister, Reverend Wayne Walder, and music provided by Sam Sundar Singh.
We welcome you to our neighborhood Unitarian Universalist congregation service. Thank you for joining us both here in the sanctuary and on Zoom. My name is Nancy Vander Plaats, and I will be one of your service weavers this morning, along with Susanne, Natalie, and Bruce. This service is being recorded for the public, both on YouTube and on our website. Joys and concerns will be edited out. Now we have nowhere else to go, nothing else to do. So now let us bring our hearts, minds, and spirits together as one, as we give greeting and gratitude for being with each other. This is our threshold moment. Let's enter sacred space together. Our service begins now. The chalice will be led by Laura Thomas, co-chair of the Social Environmental Action Committee. As we light the chalice, you are encouraged to light your own personal chalice or hold your hands in the shape of a chalice. Now join the choir as we sing.
We light this chalice to remember, to light the fire within our own hearts.
Our prelude this morning is Allison Burns' Do Not Carry a Heavy Heart. This is the first multi-track recording that I ever made back at the beginning of the pandemic. The video you're about to see is made up of photos sent in by our own members. And I love the way that Gordon, who put this video together, has compiled them, starting with appreciation for the beauty of our planet, showing members of our congregation living our mission, and then connecting us to the wider world. Hope you enjoy.
Heavy heart.
I'd like to begin today by acknowledging that the land that we're on is Treaty 13. This is also known as the Toronto Purchase, which is a treaty between the Mississauga of the New Credit and the Crown. This is a traditional territory of the Mississauga of the New Credit, the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, Wendat, and others. It's currently home also to a diversity of Indigenous people, including Métis and Inuit people. And also, I want to bring to our attention and acknowledge that this is Dish with One Spoon Wampum territory. The Dish with One Spoon Wampum Covenant is a covenant that actually predates colonization. It's a covenant that was made between the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe people to share this land. The dish in the wampum represents the land. And the covenant is to keep the dish full of beaver tail stew so that any who have hunger, who have need, can come and feed themselves. There's one spoon to remind us to take only what we need and to leave the rest for others who will come behind us, including those who are not yet born. And the covenant leaves out, by intention, any knives. And the reason for the absence of knives is to remind us that if there are conflicts that arise between us, that we should settle them without violence. Good morning and welcome. Our minister is Reverend Wayne Walder, but it's his well-deserved day off. Our musical director is Susanne Maziarz. Zee Getchell facilitates our Sunday Child and Caregiver program. We also have Gordon Thorne on doing the Zoom hosting duties today. Reese Roger is our AV technician. Thank you to all of them. By now we all know Zoom etiquette. If you have a tech question or concern, send a direct chat message to Gordon. If you're if you're visiting us for the first time, we welcome and encourage you to stay after the service. If you're on Zoom, you can go to a breakout room, and if you're here, you can stay in the main room here and speak with one of the Suzanne or Allison or one of the other people who've been here for a long time, and they'll answer any questions about who we are and what we do. Our mission here at Neighborhood is to empower spiritual growth and shared action for the care of our world. And as you'll see from today's service, that mission is going to inform a lot of what we do today. Our theme today is, for this Earth Day service, is Act of Hope. This theme arises out of a recent small group based on the book Act of Hope, written by Joanna Macy and Chris Johnstone. Joanna Macy is a California-based 93-year-old scholar of Buddhism, systems thinking, and deep ecology. She's the root teacher of the Work That Reconnects, which is a groundbreaking framework for personal and social change, as well as powerful workshop methodology for its application. And it's the Work That Reconnects that has guided our design for today's service. The Work That Reconnects teaches us that our society is in an existential crisis. But for the most part, we act as though this is not the case. This story that we can go on as we have been without changing is called the story of business as usual. The story of the unfolding ecological disaster and social disaster that we're ignoring is called the Great Unraveling. The Work That Reconnects aims to help us become aware of the scale of the emergency we are in, so that we can begin to act to change the world and the way that we do things, and help to bring healing back to human society and the natural world. This story of healing and growth and renewal, is called the Great Turning. The work that reconnects imagines the journey to the great turning happens in 4 stages. And you can see up here on the screen behind me an image that depicts those. This is called the spiral of the work that reconnects. And you can see it up on the screen. The 4 stages of the spiral are coming from gratitude, honoring our pain for the world, seeing with new eyes, and going forth. In today's service, in honor of Earth Day, we will take you through this spiral so you can get a sense of the power and wisdom and beauty of the work that reconnects. Now, I'd like to take a moment to greet the neighbors around you. If you're here with us in person, you can turn to the people nearby. If you're on Zoom, you can switch to gallery view, unmute your device, and offer a greeting to those around you. If you're in sanctuary, you can turn around and say hello to the folks on Zoom. We'll sound a chime to end.
Hello, Dee Dee.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Juliana.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Hello, John.
I'm Michelle.
Hi, Corinne.
Happy Earth Day.
Hey everyone.
It is a good one. Juliana.
Hi, Sean.
Hey everyone.
Lauren.
Hi Gail. Hi Michelle. Hi Lauren. Hi Gordon.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Bill. Hi, Brenda.
John.
Hi, Ellie.
Hi, good to see you.
Hello, Susan Cayman. Lauren.
Yeah, thank you. It's
Hi,
very
Lauren.
nerve-wracking.
Hello all.
I'm happy we're making things
Hello,
worse
Catherine.
by being at home. So I say good.
There's Claudia trying to get in.
Good morning.
That was good. I didn't know they could eat beaver tail soup.
I haven't tried it yet.
So sugary, right?
That's what my mother always told us we had for dinner. Beaver tail soup.
Time to remute.
A lot of people have.
I love the enthusiasm with which everyone greets one another here. Now I invite you to join me in reading our opening words, which will appear on your screen. Let us cast the circle of a sacred space here. Let us cast the circle of a cherished space here, a space of safety, a place of forgiveness, a place of love. If we want the world to change, we must craft in our space and in ourselves the seeds that grow a different kind of life, a life of graciousness, of creative intelligence, a place of life and spirit for ourselves and our families.
We enter the spiral coming from gratitude. I'd like to open with a song. Will you repeat after me? Let us see the beauty every day. Let us see the beauty every day and source our lives from its presence. And source our lives from its presence. Let's put that together. Let us see the beauty every day and source our lives from its presence. Let us see the beauty every day and source our lives from its presence. Let us see the beauty every day and source our lives from its presence. Let us see the beauty every day and source our lives from its presence. Let us see the beauty every day from its presence. Psychologist Robert Emmons defines gratitude as a felt sense of wonder, thankfulness, and appreciation for life. I can access gratitude much easier in the spring when the colors of plants and sprouts coming out, the buds on the trees, the sounds of birdsong with the spring migration returns, and the sunsets happen a little later in the evening. Maybe you feel this way too in the springtime. Perhaps you can relate to this cartoon. There's 4 quadrants. In the top left, there's a person hugging a tree saying, "Trees are incredible." In the top right, the person is down on the ground appreciating flowers, saying, "And flowers are absolutely mind-boggling when you stop to think about it." In the bottom left, the person is gesturing to the sun. "Sunlight, what a strange and wonderful concept." And then lying down on the ground under a rainbow, "Earth is seriously blowing my mind today." Have you ever felt this way? When you have those moments and really appreciate the wonder of our planet. Gratitude enhances our resilience and strengthens us. We need that resilience to address the great challenges of our time. It also promotes a state of well-being and trust and generosity. We've talked about the attitude of gratitude and what it can do to enrich our spiritual lives here at Neighborhood. Practicing gratitude is also an antidote to consumerist culture, and consumerism is hurting our planet. More resources have been consumed in the past 50 years than in all of history preceding that. It is feeling delight and satisfaction with what you're already experiencing instead of thinking you need more, want the newest, the next thing, a better thing. Today, I'm grateful to be gathered here with all of you to celebrate the earth and to talk about active hope. I was wondering if we could try one of Joanna Macy's gratitude exercises together in service. Scan your recent memories and identify something that's happened in the last 24 hours that you're pleased about. Doesn't have to be something big, just something that makes you think, "I'm glad that happened." Take a minute. Now I'd like you to close your eyes and imagine you're experiencing that moment again. Notice the colors, the tastes, the sounds, the smells, and the sensations in your body. Notice also how you feel in yourself about this moment. Now give thanks. Who or what helped make this moment happen? Was anyone or anything else involved? If so, think of them and imagine expressing your thanks. How did that make you feel? Anyone can call out? Great, happy. And it just took a minute to access that moment of gratitude. Over the past month, members of Neighborhood have sent in pictures of Mother Earth that they are grateful for. I'd like to share with you these community images while I lead us in a beautiful hymn for the Earth Forever Turning by Kim Oler. How I'll lead it, it's a song we've sung before, but there's going to be no lyrics. So we're just going to do a call and response. It'll bring a little bit more attention to the lyrics of the song that way as well to repeat them. Gordon, could you give us the first slide? All right, so it's a repeat after me. For the earth forever turning, skies for every sea, for the skies for every sea, for our lives, for all we cherish, for our lives, for all we cherish, sing we our joyful song of peace. Sing we our joyful song of peace. For the mountains, hills, and pastures, for the mountains, hills, and pastures, in their silent majesty, in their silent majesty, for the stars, for all the heavens, for the stars, for all the heavens, sing we our joyful song of peace. Sing we our joyful song of peace. For the sun, for rain and thunder, for the sun, for rain and thunder, for the seasons' harmony, for the seasons' harmony, for our lives, for all creation, for our lives, for all creation, sing we our joyful praise of thee. Sing we our joyful praise of thee. And gratitude to all the voices and all the people who sent in their favorite things about Mother Earth.
Morning, everybody.
Morning, Zee.
I would like to invite all of the young and young at heart to come to the front of the circle and just make a little ring around the inside on the floor. You can leave the mushroom chair there. It'd be a little easier if you leave it there, thanks. So, happy Earth Day, everybody.
Happy Earth Day! Happy Earth Day to you.
So I have something special to share with you all today. I received a letter this week from Mother Earth herself. How do you think that happened? How can you get a letter from a planet? Well, let me tell you. The book, Active Hope, that this service is based on, actually has an exercise in it where you sit down to start writing, and it gives you the first line of a letter, and then the rest of it, it just says to just write. Don't think about what you're writing. Just write it and let the earth speak through you. And I really liked that exercise, and I wanted to do it for our Time for All Ages today because it really talks to our seventh principle and how everything is connected and how Mother Earth and I are so connected that she can just talk to me through my hand. So here's the letter that she wrote. Dear Zee, this is your mother Gaia writing. I know a lot of people say that climate change is super scary. Some people even think I won't be able to support life anymore for very long. But I don't want you to worry about that. I know what I'm doing, and I've done it before. That's not to say that things shouldn't change, though, and won't change. Because I'm adapting to all the pollution and the extra particles in my atmosphere, and you all have to adapt too. And I'm sure you can do it. Your stories and legends have always told about the amazing adaptability of humans. You need to harness that adaptability now. Because I am changing things. I have to change things because I'm hurting. But I know that you can change with me. You can find cleaner ways to live on and with me. It won't stop things from changing, though, because I'm just as alive as you are, and change is a part of life. Balance is also an important part of life, and balance is what my change is trying to get to. You humans have proven that you can live in all ranges, from my coldest to my warmest climates. You've proven that you can live through disasters of all types. You've proven that you can change and adapt. I'm asking that you do that now. Change, adapt. And this time, instead of changing to put yourselves ahead, change for balance, because balance is what we all need. Your loving mother, Gaia. Now, I didn't write that. I didn't think of any of those words. I just let my hand go. I wonder what Mother Gaia would say through all of you if you sat down to write a letter of your own, or even to do a drawing and didn't think about it. Just let the earth speak through you. What might she say? For all of our young ones, should we go have our program now? Yeah? Come on.
The next stage in the spiral is honoring our pain for the world. Not such pretty images now. Good. Now we think of what's happening to the earth. The pollution, the black gunk covering birds from an oil spill, forest fires raging through our boreal forests, floods everywhere caused by extreme weather events because of climate change, and war. War. When we see these tragedies, when we think of the extinction of species, the inequality in the world, the famine, the war, how do we respond? Maybe like, oh, I don't want to watch the news. It's just too painful to think about. I feel paralyzed. I just don't know what to do. There's no point in me trying to do anything. It won't make any difference. The rich and powerful control everything. But if we face our pain for the world, we can be strengthened. And just as grief counseling can help us deal with our deepest sorrows. In every spiritual tradition, compassion is prized. Compassion means to suffer with. Feeling that we suffer with all living beings on earth is evidence of our seventh principle, respect for the interdependent web of all creation, of all existence, of which we are a part. We can strengthen our compassion and unblock our feelings of hopelessness by allowing the pain of the world to flow through us. Can we try that in a meditation? Closing your eyes, focus attention to your breathing. As you watch the breath, note that it happens by itself, without your will, without your deciding each time to inhale or exhale. It's as though you're being breathed by life. Just as everyone in this room, in this city, in this planet now is being breathed by life, sustained in a vast, living, breathing web. Now picture your breath as a stream of air flowing into your lungs and through your heart. Feel your breath flowing through your heart and back out to reconnect with the larger web of life. Let the breath stream as it passes through you appear as one loop within that vast web, connecting you with all of life. Now, open your awareness to the suffering that is present in the world. Drop for now all defenses and open to your knowledge of that suffering. You might see images of your fellow beings in pain and need, in fear and isolation, in prisons, hospitals, refugee camps. Allow these thoughts to surface. The vast and countless hardships of our fellow humans and of our animal brothers and sisters as they swim the seas and fly the air of this planet. Now, breathe in the pain on the stream of air, up through your nose, down through your lungs and heart, and out again into the world net. You are asked to do nothing for now, but let it pass through your heart. Be sure that pain stream flows through and out again. Don't hang on to the pain. Surrender it for now to the healing resources of life's vast web. If no images or feelings arise, and there is only blankness, gray and numb, breathe that through also. The numbness itself is a very real part of our world. And if what surfaces is not the pain of other beings so much as your own personal suffering, breathe that through too. Your own anguish is an integral part of the grief of our world and arises with it. Should you feel an ache in the chest, a pressure in your rib cage, as if the heart would break, that is all right. Your heart does not break in this way. But if it did, they say the heart that breaks open can hold the whole universe. Your heart is that large. Trust it. Keep breathing. And then it's over. Breathing through pain in meditation is useful in the many situations that confront us with painful information. By breathing through the bad news, rather than bracing ourselves against it, we can let it strengthen our sense of belonging in the larger web of being. It helps us remain alert and open, whether reading the news, receiving criticism, or simply being present to a person who's suffering.
That brought some tears unexpectedly. I'm wondering if somebody could bring me a tissue. Thank you, Allison. This is the unique time in our service when we invite you to share a joy or concern in your life. In that case, we light this final candle for the joys and concerns that remain unspoken in our hearts. We move now into the third stage in the spiral of the work that reconnects, seeing with new eyes. In the first stage, coming from gratitude gives us strength to face the difficult realities of this time of business as usual. In the second stage, honoring our pain for the world means holding space for the sorrow, the grief, the fear, the anger, all the feelings that arise naturally in response to the great unraveling that we're in. As we just did with the ritual of joys and concerns, in each of these two stages, we're turning toward and giving voice to our feelings. And that naturally leads us to the third stage of seeing with new eyes. Because if we feel gratitude for the world, if we feel pain for the world, it's because we're not separate. We're inextricably bound up with and linked with the world. The earth is our larger body. And so by opening to these feelings, we begin to understand ourselves as much bigger than our skin-bound selves. We begin to identify with the larger web of life, from the beginning of life and far into the future. And we may even begin to understand ourselves as the continuation of all of our ancestors, human and more than human, from the Big Bang, and also to understand ourselves as the ancestors of the future ones yet to come. And so with that, I'm going to invite us into an exercise of what Joanna calls the moral imagination. You can lower your eyes if it helps. And I'm going to invite you to let yourself imagine that we're traveling together to a point outside of time where past, present, and future can meet. And in this point, we're going to sit in a circle with future beings, our descendants from 100 years from now, in the year 2123. And I ask you to imagine that these descendants have a cultural memory of what is happening right now in 2022. And that means that they have institutions for holding collective memory, maybe schools or chroniclers, ceremonial gatherings, libraries. And if that is true, if there are humans in 2023 and they have institutions for holding collective memory, then we can assume that the great turning to a life-sustaining society has occurred. And so imagine that we have arrived now, and in this circle, in this place outside of time, we are sitting with a few of these future beings, and they have some questions for us, 3 questions. you will know that each question is coming straight from the heart mind of a future being sitting right here in the circle, virtual and real and physical, sitting right here with us. But you will hear that question in my voice. And so here comes the first question. Ancestor, we hear stories about the period you're living in, with wars and preparations for war. Some people absurdly rich, while huge numbers are starving and homeless. Poisons in the seas and soil and air, the dying of many species. We're still experiencing the effects of all that. What was it like for you to live in such a time? And I'm going to invite those in the sanctuary first, popcorn style, just put it into the circle in a word or phrase. What was it like for you to live in such a time? Worrying, scary, confusing, despair, angering, anguish, frustration, unequal, traumatic, hopelessness. And let's hear now from those of you on Zoom. I'm going to invite you to popcorn style, so just unmute and share. It may be a little bit chaotic. You might speak over each other, just say it again if you need to. What was it like for you to live in such a time?
Frightening.
Frightening.
Fear.
Full of grief.
Confusion. Anxiety with
Thank you.
guilty.
Fortunate.
Thank you. Thank you. And then here comes a second question, another future being speaking up, and you're hearing that being in my voice. Ancestors, we have songs and stories that tell of what you and your friends did back in your time to bring important changes to the world that have allowed us to be here today. What I want to know is, how did you start? And so let's hear from just those in the sanctuary this time. The next question we'll hear from those in Zoom. How did you start? What were the first steps you took? Building community. Talking. Singing songs. Advocating. Teaching. Getting her done. Cleaning up my neighborhood. Speaking out. Taking risks. Rising up. Voting. Listening to our own ancestors. Listening to the birds. Gardening. Thank you. And here comes a third question, and again, you hear it in my voice, but you know it's coming from one of these future beings sitting with us here in this circle. And the question is, and we'll hear from those on Zoom, ancestors, I know you didn't stop with those first actions on behalf of life on Earth. Where did you find the strength to continue working so hard, despite all the obstacles and discouragement? Where did you find the strength? Just unmute and share.
The resiliency demonstrated from
the
fellowship.
From the children.
From the children. If we didn't hear you the first time, maybe say it again. I didn't catch the first few. Please come again.
Resilience.
Resilience.
Yeah, from the fellowship.
Fellowship.
Finding joy.
Finding joy.
from the forest,
from the forest,
Earth.
from the earth,
Moments of
moments of
gratitude.
moments of gratitude,
Family.
family. Thank you.
Friends.
Friends. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you to all of the ancestors. Thank you to the future beings for their questions. And I invite us now, through the power of our imagination, to bring ourselves back into this present moment, April 24th, 2022. Susanne will now lead the offering.
Our congregation, like the earth, is a living entity and needs our loving support and care to be healthy and to survive. And that support for this congregation includes your green energy, because it costs money to run this place and to have it. There are many ways to give. Some give by pre-authorized withdrawals or e-transfers, and you can do that through the link that'll be provided. But right now, baskets are going to go around. You can deposit checks or cash, and we'll sing as they're passed. The baskets could end up with Nancy, please. So this is a repeat after me. I believe, I believe, I belong to the earth, to the earth. I belong, may my life be a song, may my song feed the earth. Yes, I believe I belong to the earth. I belong. May my life be a song. May my song feed the earth. Yes, I believe I belong to the earth. I belong. May my life be a song. May my song feed the earth. Yes, I believe I belong. May through the earth, sorry. I belong. May my life be a song. May my song feed the earth. Last time, I believe I belong to the earth. I belong. May my life be a song. May my song feed the earth. Yes, I believe. Thank you, everyone, for your donations to help keeping this community healthy.
So, the last stage of the work that reconnects is going forth. Gordon, do we have that slide again, just to remind everyone of the spiral? Our mission at Neighborhood is to empower spiritual growth and shared action for the care of our world. And this is exactly what the work that reconnects calls us to do as well. How great is that? We have remembered our gratitude as a resource to support us to face the difficult realities of the times we live in. We've taken time to feel and to express, and thus to honor our pain for the world. In doing so, we have connected with our deeper selves, rooted in our sense of responsibility for all life, including those not yet born. It is in this way that the work that reconnects empowers spiritual growth. This leaves shared action for the care of our world and is the last stage of the spiral going forth, involves just this. By clarifying our vision of how we can act for the healing of our world, by identifying practical steps that move our vision forward. So, in order for us to experience this, I'd like to invite you to take a moment to daydream about what you'd like to see in a life-sustaining society. I'll give you a moment to do this. Just dream. Don't say anything quite yet. Now, when I say go, I'd like those of you in the sanctuary to call out what came to you. Those of you on Zoom, I'd invite you to put your ideas into the chat. Are you ready? Go. No fossil fuels. None. Clean water. Stop the highways. Ban firearms. Urban agriculture. Communal living. House the homeless. Live within the means of the earth. Thank you. And Gordon, can you read out what people have written in the chat, if there's anything there?
More forest schools, accessible health care, everyone belongs.
Everyone belongs. So let's pick up on that idea. Everyone belongs. What would be needed for this? What would be needed for this? Take a moment. Okay, go ahead. If you've got an idea, call it out. And on Zoom, if you could write your ideas in the chat, what would be needed for a world where everyone belongs? Elsa? Willingness to share. Voice for all. Democracy. Compassion. Immigration reform. UBI. End of patriarchy. Equitable taxation. Dealing with racism. Reigning in corporate power. Thank you. Acceptance. Learning from people who are different from us. Thank you. Let's hear from people on Zoom. What did you write in the chat? Anybody? Gordon?
Acceptance. Light everywhere, no limits. A just transition. Corporate responsibility. Come from a place of grace and love. Unconditional love.
Beautiful. Thank you. You can see how easily this process can continue and how easily we can continue to generate a list of specific and achievable actions that we can take to create a life-sustaining society. If this were a Work That Reconnects workshop, we would spend more time and we would do just that. And we could go through this process and come up with concrete plans, lists of goals and concrete plans. Right now, for what we're trying to do, it's enough just that you can see that among us, we have ideas, energy, inspiration to create a new society and to help bring about the great turning. So with this consciousness shift with the consciousness shift that's involved with the great turning, we recognize ourselves as intimately connected with all life. like a cell within a larger body. If we are to survive as a civilization, we need the intelligence to define success as that which contributes to the well-being of our larger selves, our larger body, beyond our skin-bound selves, as Natalie put it. The web of life. So to finish, I'd like to lead you in a short meditation, a visualization that's called the Great Ball of Merit. This meditation is based on an ancient Buddhist meditation that helps you to feel the sense of connection to that larger body, to that web of life. This is a great training also for the moral imagination. So I want you to relax and close your eyes and feel your breathing. And open your awareness to the fellow beings who share with you this planet time. Fellow beings in this room, the fellow beings in this city, the fellow beings in this country, and fellow beings in other lands around the planet. Let your awareness expand outward until you can encompass all the beings now living in our world, both human and more than human. Hold that in your mind's eye. And now open to all time. And let your awareness encompass all beings who have ever lived on this planet and who ever will live on this planet. That includes all humans, includes all creatures, mammals, reptiles, birds, dinosaurs, many creatures, species who no longer exist on this planet, and species and creatures who have yet to come into being. Even the plankton, the fungi, the microbes. Try to encompass all of that through all of time. Let all these beings present themselves to your mind's eye and imagination and feel their presence. And feel yourself among them all. And now open to the awareness that each of these beings, from the beginning of time, who are with us in the present, and who will be on this planet going forward, each of these beings has contributed some gift, has given some gift, has performed some service for the web of life, for all of life. No matter how small, there was at least one gift given, one act of goodness performed. From each of these innumerable beings arise teaching, healing, courage, kindness. Let yourself feel that goodness, the merit in each of these acts and in each of these beings. Now imagine that you can sweep together these acts of merit. I invite you to actually reach out your arms and begin to just sweep them towards you. All of these acts of merit, all of this goodness, just sweep it into a big pile in front of you. Pile them up, viewing how this huge pile of goodness with gladness and gratitude. Now put them into a ball. Shape them into a ball. This is the great ball of merit. And now I'd invite you to wrap your arms around that ball and pick it up and hold it in your arms. Weigh it. Rejoice in it. And know that no act of goodness, no act of service in the service of life is ever lost. It remains forever and always a resource for the transformation and healing of life. Just hold that and feel that. Now, with joy and thanksgiving, turn that great ball over and over into the healing of our world. And when you are ready, let that ball go again, knowing that it is always there whenever you need it as a resource to empower you and remind you that you also have the power to bring healing to the world. And now it is over. When you are ready, come back into the room, open your eyes, and take a moment and look around you at your fellow beings and make eye contact and share with them how you're feeling right now and notice how they are feeling. And those of you on Zoom, take a look at the other faces before you on the screen. And let's all know that we are in this together, engaged in shared action for the care of our world.
Let us see the beauty every day and source our lives from its presence. Let us see the beauty every day and source our lives from its presence. Let us see the beauty every day and source our lives from its presence. Let us see the beauty every day and source our lives from its presence. Let us see the beauty every day this for a lot longer, but I know our president would really like us to go to the AGM this afternoon. Thank you much, everyone. We extinguished the chalice while we were making a sacred noise together. So maybe Bruce, you can wrap it up for us, or shall I?
I think we're going to do our closing blessing, right?
Oh, our blessing for everyone. Yes, of course we are.
Yes.
Thank you, sorry, I forgot. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here and celebrating with us today. May we fall into a deeper and more intimate relationship with Mother Earth so we can feel ourselves truly a part of the interconnected web of life. And may we live our lives in gratitude for her generosity and beauty and power by taking action to care for her well-being and thus for ours.
May we be compassionately aware of the suffering and pain of the world. Let us not turn away or ignore it, because the pain of the earth and all her creatures is our own pain. Let us breathe through the pain. Let it flow through us and back out into the interconnected web. Let that awareness ripen into the energy that sustains our efforts to heal ourselves and the earth.
May we know ourselves as the dreams of our ancestors. May we dream into being the life-sustaining society that wants to be born through us.
May we feel ourselves deeply connected to the vast web of life and appreciate the value and contributions of each being makes to sustaining that web for the good of all beings. And with that, I think our service is concluded. We have just a reminder that, a quick reminder that if you want to do more in the way of shared action, please join the Social Environmental Action Committee. And you can start by attending the event on May 5th coming up with Sally Ludwig and Megan Bro in conversation about spiritual activism. And also, just a reminder to everybody that, and we've run a little bit long today's service, so please, we go home and go home and have your lunch, and then get on to Zoom at 1:15 for the AGM. Okay.